Motherfuckers, we back.
Back at it again.
This is the 2 Cents You Call Us podcast.
One time for the one time.
I am your host, X, and I'm here with my brother from another mother, Dub. What's happening?
What's happening, brother?
Hey, man, you know what it is.
We are back.
Yeah, man.
For episode number 62.
Ooh, 62, man.
We still got to hear 61, but we going to record.
Like, why would you... Obviously, 61 will be out before I put out 62.
I mean, maybe.
Like,
or we just maybe.
He gonna fuck around.
We might skip.
And y'all gonna get 65.
We might skip.
And y'all not gonna hear shit.
We might skip from 60 to 60. Anyway,
See.
y'all know how we get down.
It's gonna be.
You can catch us on YouTube at the 2 Cent You Call It podcast. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Hit that notification bell right there in the top right hand corner, wherever it is on your screen, so you can see every time we post. For your listening pleasure, we are also on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and Google Podcast. Somebody don't want to do the intro right now, I guess they. All right, we gonna move on with the show, my brother. What's in your glass?
I am drinking cognac and rum.
I don't know.
In this shower from upstairs. It's picking up in the background.
I was just saying, I don't know what the fuck that is.
Yeah.
It just started coming through my headphones.
What you got over there, man?
I'm keeping it simple, taking it back to the basics. Started off with a peanut butter and cream, the white Reese's peanut butter cup shot.
Okay.
And now I'm just taking it back to the basics. Got some a nice stout whiskey and some ginger ale, man. So it's gonna be a good show.
Yeah,
we
make it a good show.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good show, man. How was your week? What'd you do?
Man, the week was it was solid, man. Started off Sunday. I think I was in bed. No, I was in bed for a good amount of the day, and then I actually ended up going and having lunch with a friend and her daughter.
Okay.
Went and got some glizzies. And stuff. We did that. You know what I'm saying? Got to know her on a deeper level and stuff. You know, just talk to her, see what I was going on. She ended up being my backup. I let her know that too.
I was just gonna say, I don't know.
Yeah, I let her know that. Not because I was gonna meet another friend that stayed in South Oklahoma.
Okay.
But she ended up taking her kids to a water park and stuff. So I was like, okay, well, let me scramble to fill my day because I didn't need to be in bed for another day.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that because I think we talked when was that? Saturday?
It was Saturday,
maybe. And talked for a little bit. I was all over the place because it was last weekend was just fucking ridiculously packed from like Wednesday all the way until Sunday morning. Well, really all the way through Sunday. But I think I ended up talking to you. I think that was actually Friday that I talked to you. And I was like, yeah, I think it was. I'm pretty sure it was actually. And I was just like, man, you don't sound like yourself. So.
No, that was Saturday.
No. It was Friday that we talked, and then Saturday was the day that you was in the bed all day, and we was texting, and I was like, yeah, I was gonna ask you about that because we talked yesterday, and you didn't really sound like yourself. So.
Oh yeah, because I said I wasn't going nowhere.
Yeah.
That wasn't gonna change regardless.
I mean, yeah, no, I got you on that, but I was just making sure you good. Everything good with you?
That, my brother. Yeah, everything's good, man. I think I was just going through a moment. I don't know. But Saturday I was like, yeah, I just gotta get up and do something. So I got up and I drove around town, picked up some food.
You just making your way downtown?
Yep.
Walking fast?
Was not walking anywhere.
Not in this Texas. This Texas summer.
Yes, I went and got some cookies.
With your fat ass.
I'll take that. I will accept that. Then I got a pizza. And then I went to get a slush. I was like, all right. And then I
Your
turned on the fight.
your caloric count that day was like 5,000.
Hey, man, you know I be eating less nowadays, trying to get these titties right. But
Come
yeah,
on now, I almost lost all this drink, dog.
but yeah, so I did that, and then Sunday, got back up, I did like half a day in bed, and then I went out and ate, and then Monday I went out with you to celebrate some of your accomplishments and
Yeah,
stuff.
man.
So yeah, what about you, man? How was your week?
The week was really good. Like I said, it's I'm actually ready for life to slow down just a little bit. I have been life has been moving, like for real. The past 6 months, six to 7 months, my position in an organization changed. So that put a lot more on my plate, as well as my position and my career changed. So that also put a lot more. I don't want to say stress because I feel like. Well, I guess I'll say stress because I think
stress can be good.
I was just gonna say, yeah, I guess stress can be good and bad. So it put a lot of stress on me, but I think it was good. I'm actually glad that I'm coming out of the season of just being so tied up and being so busy, where I can kind of get back to, just regular life. And I think that this show is a part of the regular life. Like we've been, I think in the past 6 months we may have recorded 2 or 3 episodes. So I'm happy to actually get back to getting back to recording on a regular basis, and just getting back to the routine of being in the show. Because as we always say, this show for me, we talk about all the time. I can't speak specifically on how it affects you, but this show for me is a lot of therapy. It puts something on the schedule that's not related to just working. It allows me to just kick back, talk about some shit, get some shit off my chest, unwind a little bit.
Speaking of shit on shit, no.
Yeah, man. So I'm happy to get back on track, man. Like you said, we did go get some drinks on Monday to kind of celebrate. I am ending a training period in my career. It was a training period that was actually 6.5 months long, and it will. I guess this might drop on Sunday. So if by the time this drops, I should be ending the that journey tomorrow on Monday. Hey, brother, I ain't even say nothing. If you wouldn't have drawn attention.
15 times.
If you wouldn't have drawn attention to it, the listeners would never know.
We only been recording for 8 minutes, 20, 21,
if you would have never said anything, the listeners would never know.
I got this pillow.
But yeah, man. So that was the week for me. Got some. Was able to make some real accomplishments in the last couple of weeks and couple of months. So pretty excited about where that's going. Pretty excited about the new role, new position in my career. So we gonna see where it goes, man.
Oh man, congratulations.
Thanks, my brother.
Good luck on your future endeavors. Let's finish strong.
I appreciate it.
Of course.
We do have a guest tonight.
We do.
This guest is a first on the 2 Cent U College podcast, but she is a avid listener and shot caller that fucks with us on a regular basis and makes sure that she tunes in. And she been telling us, hey, I miss y'all. Like, where have y'all been? Well, we are back and we are here with you, Tiea.
Yes.
What's up?
I am excited to be here. It's interesting being on this side.
Hold on.
Thanks for the applause.
Cause I gotta address it real quick because we've been making real strides on the show.
We
Trying to.
addressed this last week.
No, we did, but I want to address it again because I feel like every week after we got the new board, I feel like we gonna introduce something new. Like on this next one. Oh yeah, that's. I'm glad you knew where it was because I guess you've been sitting here pressing buttons trying to make sure you got your shit right. No, but I'm actually excited to put some new audio in later on in the show. So, we trying to do big things on the show. But welcome, Tia.
Thank you. I'm excited.
Well, first things first, what are you drinking? Or what did you have when you first got here?
I'm a tequila girl, so shout out tequila.
Tequila.
No, sometimes we like to, we're so close to Mexico. We got to get the real thing here, so.
Yeah, we're North Texas. You still got about 13 hours before you hit Mexico.
Close enough.
Tequila is not my friend.
Yeah, no. I get one or two. Never mind.
I don't know. I call it tequila.
Tequila?
Yes, I did.
It's probably. Oh, just now?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you was about to say
Said
that it
tequila
was.
is not my friend.
I thought.
Tequila, I'm sorry. We're cool. But yeah, how was your week?
It was good. I'm in a transition season, personally, professionally, so I'm just enjoying.
I was about to take that a road that would have gotten us canceled.
Not that type of transition. Let me be clear.
Please don't.
Career-wise, transition season, so I am coming on the other side of it. So just getting used to new territory.
Okay.
But no complaints.
Well, congrats. That sounds like that you are making moves, and it's how I guess because I feel like all three of us we have started to take on different roles when it comes to career wise. How do you prepare for that? How do you, and is it, I guess from young black millennials, how do you prepare for a new role, and how do you get out of the comfort or of a previous role? You said what?
No, I was saying some ATL shit for you.
Hey, we appreciate that. For me, definitely got to have some folks that are not involved in the transition that you can just vent to. Okay. That's a huge thing for me. A lot of prayer and journaling, because sometimes in the transition you question yourself, but having those outlets and those resources can kind of mirror back to you, like, no, you're going in the right direction. This is your time, so do your thing.
I think you said something for real right there, because and I don't. Me and you might have been talking about this, but I was just like, I had just made a post that kind of implied that I had been out of the loop or off the grid for about 6 months, and a lot of people was asking me like, hey, what's going on, like what you doing? And outside of the people that are closest to me, I don't think I let a lot of people know exactly the moves that I was getting ready to make in my professional life. And I think, and let me not let, I want y'all to let me know how y'all feel about it. I think when you doing certain things, especially when you aren't necessarily 100% sure about the next step, I think a lot of times you got to keep that out of the public, and you got to keep that close to the vest, where it's only the people around you, because I feel like you put that out there and there is power in the tongue. And I feel like a lot of people could be hating behind you. Say, you childish. No, but I feel like a lot of people could be hating behind the scenes, and trying to block your blessing. So how you feel about, just kind of.
I live pretty open, and I like to stun on motherfuckers. Nah, I don't mind sharing what I'm going through. I try not to overshare, but in a way, it can be good to show others you can be an inspiration to others.
Yeah.
At the same time, you can feel a little good because you know you're gonna have your haters, and you be like, yeah, look to see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? You might have your exes and stuff. You know, and say stun your ex real quick. But it is important not to put everything out there. I think it's important not to overshare. But you can share most of the details with your circle.
Yeah.
But everything else, yeah, you gotta keep it to yourself.
Yeah, no, I feel like it's definitely people that's trying to block your blessings out there. Like and I think you can, when you are about to enter a period where you will be kind of missing for a while, or you won't have all of the, like, you won't be able to devote all of the attention that you have to certain things, because of things that are coming up. You know, I think that's where you find out like who's really in your corner and who's really supportive, because you know, if they see that you're not reaching out, or they see that you're not, you know, in the regular space that you're in normally, that's when you see people either fall off the map or, you know, kind of engage with you even more, because they like, okay, you know, I can tell something is different, or I can tell, you know, you're kind of occupied, like what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Yeah, you definitely gotta have some folks that advocate for you and show up for you when you working on you. I say it like that, working on yourself.
Yeah. Speaking of working on yourself, we've had there's been a couple of things that have hit social media that have really been controversial, and have gotten a lot of comments. And one in particular,
Carly?
You said what? Oh no. I guess let's stop there for a second. Because I think we definitely have to follow it up, because we talked about it on episode 61. And let me tell y'all. X, I'm gonna let you take it.
You dirty nah. It's definitely still a serious subject.
For everybody that don't know what we talking about, what are we talking about?
Carly Russell, young lady from Alabama. She was reported to be kidnapped by a white man with orange hair, after she saw a toddler walking down the highway, and she was gone for like 2 days. Later on, it was found that she was stealing money from her job, and she went to Target and bought some snacks
and was ready for the journey.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And then 2 days later,
you haven't.
I didn't hear that part. You know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely have thoughts, you know, especially with my Protect Black Women shirt on.
Hey.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, you opened it up. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
I mean, okay, so sis had us out here looking bad, though. I ain't gonna lie. Especially since there are so many Black women and girls that actually do go missing on a regular basis that are not looked for. The fact that the media picked up her story and were so adamant about sharing it and hitting it on a national scale, then for her to, you know, I don't know if sis had a mental break. I don't know what happened, but you know, I just think about those who are actually missing and the families that are dealing with like the real trauma of that.
Yeah.
Like it definitely hit a notch for us. So, but I mean, hopefully she can get some help.
That shit pissed me the fuck off, because let me tell you, we were sitting here on the show. We had another guest on the show, and we were, you know, we was really like, we was invested in it for a second, as a lot of people were, you know what I'm saying? Like, we were following the story. X would send me stuff on the story. You know, we was out here like, hey, you know, if you know anything, or if you hear anything, man, like, put the word out there, like prayers up, all this shit. First of all, I'll take my prayer back.
Oh my God, you can't take your prayer back.
Can you revert your prayer to her mental health, because something happened
at this point?
But
I don't think it had
wasn't.
nothing to do with her mental health.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
so-
not. I'm not giving. I'm not. First of all, you.
What if it was a setup, y'all? What if it was like they was trying? You know, since there are so many people that's
she
missing.
set it up.
If not, she set it up. But what if somebody put her up to it? I'm over here trying to find some
Nah.
Demon on her shoulder.
Okay. I mean,
No, I'm not with it because here's my thing. I think we always, especially I'll say this, black men. You know what I'm saying? Like we are always. I'm not gonna even say attacked. I just feel like we get put in a grouping or in a box nowadays, and it's like, oh yeah, protect black women, or we don't step up to the plate when it comes to, speaking up or speaking out or trying to protect black women, and I feel like that gets so generalized. When you actually do have brothers out here that are speaking out about it, that are, in the streets marching for women's rights, that are, so being supportive, especially of our black women, and then you get some shit like this.
Bullshit.
yeah, but I mean, like I said, I think it was more of a hit to black women than to black men, because I personally feel like, I know plenty of black men that advocate for and actually like black women specifically, but I just feel like, most of the time, especially like with shirts like I got on, it's more of a statement to those that, put us at the bottom of the tier. I don't feel like black men do that, but yeah, sis had us looking crazy, real crazy, real crazy.
I hate it for y'all.
I hate it for us.
Right, it's the collective.
All together, because they already
that
be.
shit.
No. I mean, at the end of the day, we gotta kind of take that L too, because like as a community, they already be feeling like we be on some bullshit, and sometimes I'm not gonna lie, sometimes we do be on some bullshit, but at the same time, we have a lot of
issues.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't? Like, everybody has their issues, you know what I'm saying? But just like, I feel like the media these days takes it to where, you can take the minority and make it a majority. And when I say that, like, you can take the smallest things and the smallest negative things and put them in the public all of the time to where it looks like that's
all we do.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why I was so surprised that it was picked up nationally, because normally when black women and girls go missing, it take a while even to get to local news.
But see, that's the thing though. Like, that's what pissed me off about the situation, because it's like a cry wolf situation, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, there have been so many situations to where I feel like this was the situation that everybody backed and everybody got behind and really supported, and it showed like the strength that we can have in numbers, and then it turned out to be some bullshit. Like, I think that's what, for me, was just like,
So let me ask you this: are you still gonna share stuff?
Yeah,
on your social media?
I'm gonna always do that. Like,
Okay.
I feel like when it comes to the issues that we face as a community, I'm gonna always.
I try to share stuff locally. I don't know how big my reach is gonna be,
Right.
for something that happened in like Tennessee,
Right.
as far as finding somebody, unless obviously people can travel and stuff like that, and I'll look out for it. But
And I mean, the way it sounded, they might have been on the run. Like,
you would have thought.
my thing was, she had her mama out here looking crazy. Like, I feel like Daddy was just like, Carly, bitch ass be on that bullshit sometimes.
Oh, shit.
But I feel like her mama was like, I'ma stand beside her. Like, and she had her mama like, if I'ma do some elaborate shit, man, I'm not about to have my people out here looking crazy. At least, like,
the ex-boyfriend too. But I mean, he
well,
had to come up off of that.
I thought he was the one that she was trying to make mad.
I think so. I mean,
You said something about a stripper.
yeah, he was hosting a party in DC.
I was waiting
next
for
week,
it.
so.
I was just wanting to see how it was gonna be black men's fault. I felt it coming,
Really?
like some kind of way.
she said
was
she said a white man took her.
I don't know, but still, it was. She did all this. Why? Because of her black boyfriend. So he calls all of it's women that can jump them hoops, and I was like, all right, this is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
I love
know.
y'all though.
Yeah, well, speaking of, I mean, we black men be taking L's too, cause you brought one post to my attention on social media that you put out there, and this is one of them times that we gonna take advantage of the new setup, and we gonna let y'all hear what the post was. There we go.
Y'all hear?
No, I can't hear it.
We gonna get it some kind of way. One of these bitches.
Trial and error. We had it set up, but
Yeah, so let's keep on talking. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah.
Explain what it is.
yeah. So, you sent it to me, and it was a video of a young man talking about how he got stood up. So he was I guess at a restaurant, and he had been talking to this young lady, and he was they were supposed to go out on a date, and I guess young brother had brought flowers, had kind of gone out of his way to find out what the young lady liked, and she just kind of stood him up, and he took to social media and kind of asked. I guess his question was like, what. Oh, there it goes. There it goes.
Okay.
So I just left the restaurant after waiting 30 minutes for a date to show up, and apparently I got set up. I don't know what to say. Like, I'm trying to do everything right to be a gentleman. I brought flowers. I've been consistent talking to this girl for 2 weeks, trying to get to know what she likes, what she doesn't like. I made plans. I picked the restaurant, the day, and the time. I've done everything to be just the kind of guy that would value somebody's time. Like, I'm just looking for my person. I'm just looking for the one that I guess is out there for me. I mean, I want to be somebody's husband someday, father. I'm trying to do everything that's right. I just get stood up. Like, my feelings don't even matter. Sitting there eating a meal by myself and realizing nobody cares about people anymore. Like, Elliot and Katie shouldn't be this hard.
Yeah, so he kind of goes on to talk about I guess his dating struggles that he's had in the past, and it kind of being talking it up to maybe being a parent's thing, or just trying to find his person. Tiea, from a woman's perspective, we gonna hear from you first.
Okay. I don't know. So I definitely, I was very surprised that he posted that video, because that should have been a FaceTime to your homeboy. Not because like we don't all take L's, but like the internet is not a kind place to to take L's. But I really just, 2 weeks, like, did she confirm that she was coming? Like, that was my initial question, like, or, because I don't know. I'm not the type to, like, tell people, like, oh, I'm gonna come, and then not show up. But I just, that was sad. I felt for him, but, yeah.
So let me ask you: have you ever ghosted somebody like that?
Ghosted someone?
Yeah.
Yes, but not at a public place where they be sitting there looking crazy. I've been on the receiving side, but I don't do that.
Oh, so it's happened to you?
Yeah. Yeah.
I've never been at a public place and they not show it. Well, hold on, let me see. I think, yes, I have. But it was confusion of what day and what we were doing. But every other time, it's been like excuses come up when it's time for it to happen. Like, oh
Yeah.
let's go out this time, okay. Oh well, I'm working and I'm kind of tired. Can we go
But that's different though.
tomorrow? And then tomorrow comes and I don't hear shit. So I'm like, oh okay.
Yeah, old boy sounded like he was like, okay, I made reservations at 7:30. You gonna pull up? And she was like, yeah. And then he's sitting there.
I mean, but could it not have been that situation? Like, cause I feel like, well, I'm gonna ask you X first. Like, what you feel? How you feel about what the brother was saying?
What he's saying? I mean, I feel him. I mean, it sucks. I definitely would have put it online. I might have made a post about it. Be like, just ask the general consensus of like, has this happened to somebody?
Let me tell you, brother. I am never, not in a million years, gonna take a public L like that. Like,
Hey, brother. Hey, brother.
Now, don't
It's
get
content.
me. Now, don't get me wrong.
It's content.
That too.
I mean, yeah, it is. But don't get me wrong. Like, I feel like whatever mental space that you're in, and however you feel, like I know a lot of the comments was calling him weak and was calling him a simp. And
Really?
yeah,
Okay, nothing's wrong with being a simp. Let's clarify that.
No.
Nothing's wrong with being a simp.
I'm gonna have to disagree with that. I'm gonna have to disagree with that. But that's a topic for a later day. I don't think that was simping. I don't necessarily think that was simping.
You look like a bitch.
I mean, now see.
You had to take it there.
No. It's nothing wrong with having those emotions. There's nothing wrong with having those feelings. But I don't think any woman's gonna respect a man who's overly emotional.
Okay, I disagree.
So you'll respect a man that's overly emotional.
Not overly, but like he clearly communicated that he was frustrated, he was disappointed. Like that wasn't overly emotional.
Okay.
to me.
Okay,
Tiea,
but let's play.
If he posts that video and then he calls you the next day.
Posting is the problem.
No, but hold on. Let's play devil's advocate though, because had the shoe been on the other foot, because we talk about mental breakdowns, and we talk about mental health, and we talk about someone's mental status and where they are in life, and that I feel like that could have been that young man's breaking point. You know what I'm saying? And had the shoe been on the other foot, we would have said, oh, I feel so bad for her, man.
She really saw that baby on the interstate.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like if the shoe was on the other foot, like we would be so compassionate about it. And I'm definitely not agreeing with the measures that he took, because like I said, I would never publicly take a L like that. But at the same time, like I said, like that
I
could
laugh
have been
it off half the time.
Nah, definitely. But that could have been that man's breaking point. You know what I'm saying? Like you never know where he is, and he goes on to say, because I mean, if you look at the video, he got a little thing going on with his eye. You know what I'm saying? And he mentioned it, and he was like, is it that? Is it I'm just looking for my person, and my thing is, you could just be.
Go ahead, say
childish.
it. Go ahead.
Childish. My X ain't shit. My biggest thing is like
I be looking for my person too.
Nah, and I
be
feel
online,
you.
be like, yeah,
and I'm
man,
gonna
I
talk
want
about
this
that in a second
and
too. But my
everything.
biggest thing is like, you could just be honest. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't feeling
feeling me
somebody,
like that, just tell me.
If you ain't feeling somebody, like what's the hurt in being honest about it?
I mean, it's better than telling them you're gonna be there not showing up.
Not for real.
Like, there's nothing wrong. I think people are scared and want to let folks down easy, so they're more like, oh, like you're saying about the excuses. I can't make it tonight, and then tonight never turns into another night and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, like, even if he felt like he wasn't the most attractive man in the world, ugly men win. Like, please believe they win. So that's not that much of a barrier.
I ain't seen it because you.
Well, maybe if they got money, then yeah.
There's ways to win. However you do it is however you do it, but ugly men win.
Nah, cause
They-
it be broke motherfuckers out here too, and they it be women out
Homeless
here.
But
I see
nah,
women.
but they gotta pick a struggle though. It's not ugly and broke.
No, cause
It's ugly and broke.
yeah, I didn't.
Yeah,
Let me
I
say,
seen
it.
that too.
Then
I done
they
seen.
slanging the pipe. Then
I
I
done
don't
seen
know.
a couple.
It's something going on.
Like I said, there's tactics. You can do what you got to do, but that's not why he got set up. You know.
So, so if everything lines up with the story, right, and you know
if.
he you know was talking to this young lady, he did go through this struggle to set up the date, and he was trying to be a gentleman and all this other jazz. If everything lines up with the story and everything is true about the story, what do you feel? Like, do you feel like from a woman's perspective? Do you feel like that's a situation that was a fucked up situation for him?
Yeah, like I said, I felt for him. I felt compassion towards him. Like she shouldn't have done that. But I also think that, like I said, I don't have no problem with his emotions. No problem with, him venting. And then he said he lives in L.A. Like L.A. is super superficial, so there's a very good chance that he got catfished, or maybe the restaurant set him up. I don't know. Like,
That's crazy.
hey, I saw that in the comments. People was like, at certain cities, big cities, that there are rumored restaurants that will catfish people just to get folks to come in. And
I think that's even more fucked up. Like,
very like playing with people's
Oh.
emotions. Like somebody called
like
me.
I would flip over every table and did something. We have to move all the furniture.
Man. Yeah, don't
And
post
I
yourself
call
looking like
your
that, man.
interior director, your interior designer.
Decorator.
Yeah.
Man, nah. That shit ain't cool. It's
It's
not
not.
cool, but I mean, hey, it's the game.
Now,
I
do
try
you-
to look
now-
at myself and I'm like, hopefully I don't come off as the type of dude that scares women to the point where they feel like they have to give me their number and they have to like text me up to a certain point.
Yeah.
Because a lot of women, they feel like they're in
Obligation.
fear of something happening to them and stuff, and I try not to do that. So hopefully,
I don't think you give that off.
I would hope not. But shit, old girl, she
I mean, you do be in there
Okay.
looking like Melvin, so.
get
That sounds like a dating app
froggy
going
style.
wrong though, because I don't think anybody that you meet in person is gonna have you out here like that.
Nah, I think people get set up all the time. People, I feel like, man, say.
I met my wife at the bar the other day, and you could have sworn we hit it off, and she
And
started acting weird.
And that's what I don't understand. Like in fucking the age of social media in 2023, like in the age of like just most conversations being able to be had and being, I guess, ethical these days. Like I just don't understand why people can't tell the truth. Like why you can't keep it real on like what you looking for,
Really.
and because I feel like people be out here really lying. Like
Let me
Yeah.
ask y'all this, and I think we talked about this earlier. Do you feel like everybody deserves a why or explanation
No.
of
No.
why?
no,
You know what I'm saying? You're not talking to them anymore.
no.
Well, see, I like to receive whys because I've discovered that I like closure, but
I do too.
yeah, I don't think sometimes it's obvious. Sometimes you could just end it, but you don't necessarily have to explain why.
I personally feel like, depending on who you are, determines whether you deserve a why or not. And I say that because I feel like a lot of people blow shit up to where they make it seem like it was something that it never was. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, like you could be talking to somebody or not even really talking to somebody. Like you could have conversation with somebody a couple of times or see them a couple of times at different things, and they take the wrong message from it and take it somewhere that in their mind it went, but it never really went. And so you kind of see that coming, and you just be like, I ain't really fucking with that. So we probably just don't need to have any interaction at all. Versus you actually being in regular conversation with somebody, you actually talking to them, like y'all actually having interaction back and forth, and then you just ghost them. Like I feel like then that's an issue. Like I feel like then it becomes like, yeah, you kind of owed that person that explanation of why.
Yeah.
I think I'm always gonna want that and stuff. Even if they stop talking to me, or they don't show up, or I keep feeling like they're making excuses, I'm just gonna ask, did I do something wrong? Just for, and it's not even. It might not even be for closure. It may be okay, going forward. Okay, this is what I need to watch myself because I may do this,
And that was what
it may.
that's what I was about to ask you. Like, do you feel like you are a person that needs that why foreclosure, or do you feel like you can just keep it moving and be like, hey, took my lick, move on?
Nah, I mean, It's yeah. I'm gonna want it, and it's not necessarily just because okay, I thought we could have had something, but it's just like okay, what? It's just like learning material.
Yeah, self-reflection.
Yeah, and stuff because obviously I did something wrong, or sometimes
No,
you didn't do
have to
anything
do
wrong.
anything wrong.
But
People
you
are
know, it's
attention
just
whores.
yeah. I had asked somebody that
You
the other
said-
day
Go ahead.
about it. Well, did you like? Were you interested, or did you just like my attention?
And that's what I was about to ask. Tia, you said people are attention whores. Kind of elaborate.
Yeah, especially women. Sorry, ladies, but we got a tendency sometimes to just like the attention, like to have people on our line to say, "Girl, you won't believe who texts me," that type of thing, and have no interest in dating them or no interest in, pursuing things. And I know you always hear a lot about that men are the ones that are not wanting to commit, but there are a lot of women that are out here just having a good time too, and there's nothing wrong with that if you're clear and that's what you're wanting and
Being
you're
safe.
communicating that.
You know,
Yeah,
live in Houston.
listen, listen, okay.
Houston
But
got it going up.
man, they need to keep that in Houston. Don't bring that up 45. Thank you very much. But nah, like I do think there's a lot of people, men and women, that they thrive off that attention, that dopamine. That I look good, and somebody told me. That's why folks be getting on dating apps with no intention of dating. So
That's true.
yeah, and then when the one that they like a little for real takes them back, then all of a sudden you get bumped off the roster.
Man, I think that goes in. So X, you made a post that kind of ties into. I don't even remember what the specific post was. You was talking about.
It was I was just asking single people because I got into a conversation with my mom about finding my wife and everything like that, and she told me stop looking because I told her I find my wife every weekend that I go out to a bar, and I just wanted to know
Every weekend.
Every
not
weekend.
every weekend, but every time I go to a bar, I'll be like damn, that's my wife.
Is it the alcohol that's your wife?
I don't know what the fuck it is,
'Cause
but
I'm like,
I gotta stop.
So all right, before you hit that post, you just hit on something that I wanted to ask both of y'all, because I heard it. I think I was listening to another podcast and I heard somebody say something and it really kind of hit, and I was like, I want a perspective on this. Are in this generation, are a lot of people in lust with love or in lust with being in love?
Nah.
is it people's version of like their American dream to?
Yeah, and because I have my thoughts on it, and I'll kind of give my 2 cents.
Are you saying like more of the just forcing the issue? Yeah, I guess you can. I don't know how to word it properly.
Not necessarily forcing the issue. I think when I hear that, I think of like, do we want that so bad because we feel like it's a status, or because we feel like it's what we're supposed to be doing, or and how willing are we to sacrifice a lot of other things to make that happen?
I think it's a necessity. Love is a necessity. I don't think anybody was put on earth to be alone. I think we all have somebody or somebody's that's there to make life easier for us, make life better, to enhance it. And it shouldn't be this hard to find your person.
But can you find that love through community? Because like you can not be in isolation and be in community. But I think, and if I'm understanding your question correctly, like a lot of people look for or aspire to romantic love when really there are other ways to fulfill those
Like the
needs.
agape love.
Well, I mean,
Well, I'm too fine to be laying in bed alone, so no,
well, I mean,
not for me. For some other people, yeah, you can have it. But for me, in my house, it's the love, it's the family. Um, that's a that's a necessity for me. I would say that. And for others, it might not be a necessity, and others might view it's just an option, or it's just an add on. But I think just the way I was raised, the way that my mind was molded, and my belief system, and just internal feelings, that's a necessity for me.
okay. I mean, I think for me, I'm like 50-50. I would love to be married. I'm not sure if I want a family because, the way the world is going, I would have to really be motivated to be in that. And I also had to ask myself too, because as women, we're taught that our whole like number one goal should be motherhood and taking care of a household. But, not necessarily that I had to check my ego, but like, I had to ask myself, why do I even want a family?
And that's why I asked the question, because like, that's why I asked the question of being in lust with love, because I feel like a lot of that mindset and a lot of that direction comes from learned behavior. Like I think a lot of it comes from the expectation of being of having all of that. And
Yeah.
I feel like that's what we linger. I feel like that's what a lot of us yearn for because of that expectation versus.
Yeah, I mean, and there's a lot of different ways you can get that because that's what I was saying about community. Like, I have some really, really dope friends that if I somehow ended up unmarried for the rest of my life, that I would still feel like I have a community that loves me. Like, hey, we can be roommates, twin houses, and we would have a great time and still a fulfilled life, even without that. But is it something that I desire? Yes, but am I determining my entire life's worth off of it? No, not anymore.
Now I think that goes into the post. Now, what was your post, X?
Do you fear God sending you what you need in a package that you don't want?
What exactly?
So it may be. I was talking more along the line of that person, or your husband, your wife. But even with that, it could be even professionally or anything that you ultimately that you need, but it's not what you truly plan for. So it's not very attractive to you, surface level.
Okay.
So if you're looking for a guy, he may not be the 6 foot guy that you want. Or if you're looking for a girl, she may not be the size that you envision that your wife would be. But they check all the boxes that you need.
Tia.
I was trying to let you answer that first. Like I said, I've been doing a lot of self-reflection because I've been on the single side for a minute now. I think I would be okay with that because surface level most of the time can change. If we're talking like physical attributes and like partners, and like if it's something, because I'm not a little girl. If it's something that necessarily you would like to see them in a healthier state or like to see them look a different way, I mean, you can suggest that, but those core values of like friendship and like, the companionship is there, then why not? Like,
What about financially?
financially can change too. Like, and truly for me, partnership, we gonna get money together. Like, you may have your vision and I have my vision and our vision becomes one, but that vision is gonna be profitable either way. So like, if you don't got no money right now, that's cool. But like, women, because women care about money, but like, we care about your ability and your like thought pattern of how to make money, not how
Okay.
much you actually got in the bank right now.
I think for me, as far as I think there's a fine line. I think there's a fine line between, saying that somebody meets the rest of your criteria and, just maybe lacking in just a cup. Because I feel like you're never going to find the perfect person, right? You might find the perfect person for you, but as far as like all of your boxes checked, I don't think you're ever going to find the person that checks literally every box that you may have. But I do think it's a fine line between, and this goes back to being in lust with being in love. I do think it's a fine line between um, kind of curving some of those stipulations and having someone that meets 80% of what you're looking for and doesn't have that 20% versus actually settling for something that you aren't necessarily compatible with just for the sake of having what you think is the standard or what you want so badly to have. So I think there's a fine line of um you know disseminating whether that is that package of the 80/20 or you are just settling for something because
I hate
of
that word.
settling.
Yeah.
Why? Because I
Um,
think it's a real thing.
it can be, but I think it's overused. I think a lot of people have a overinflated vision of themselves, where they think that they're selling, when in reality is actually what you deserve.
But at the same time, only I feel like only you personally are the only person that can determine or
Yeah, you could be delusional about it too.
yeah, you can definitely. But at the end of the day, there's still something. I feel like there's still something that you personally have to come to grips with. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to have whatever your standard is. That has to be the standard for you. And if it's gonna leave you in a single state for however long, I mean that's on you. You know what I'm saying? Um, but at the same time, I do feel like I said, we can get caught up into the oh, I want this so bad that I'm willing to overlook a lot of things and still get caught up, 5-10 years down the line and be stuck and miserable.
Yeah. What's your thoughts? You didn't tell us.
On what? On
Are
what?
you accepting packages that
Oh,
don't
am I
check all the
accepting packages?
boxes?
I think I've always done that. I have a list of my ideal woman. I don't think anybody I've ever dated was ideal. And even if I thought they were in the beginning, it was some other shit that was,
Wait, you said you have a list?
yeah.
Okay, and so is your list like, is there whys behind the list, or is it just like if I was building a bear type thing?
And does that list get slimmer the older that you get?
Um, Everything on that list is it's more characteristics than anything. Physically, the only thing that I have on my list is just somebody that I know that I would make pretty babies with. That's the only thing that's like really
So
physical on my
so
list.
question. So and I'm glad you brought that up. So high on your list is fatherhood, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if we're talking about, you know, receiving, you know, the package that you need and the package that you may not want, and you ended up getting with somebody that couldn't have kids, what would be your, how do you think you feel about that?
I would
But they checked every other box on your.
we would have to have a discussion about it. And we would probably have to look at some possible ways of insemination, surrogate, and things like that. I mean, we can combat those things, but that is something that I need, something that I want. I don't think God is that funny that He would hit me with that irony.
So what happens if you are able to have a child, but they have developmental issues? Because you did say pretty babies.
If they have development issues,
Yeah,
then they
or there's
just
something, maybe it's a deformity or something.
then hey, that's just gonna be my baby. You still gotta love them.
I'm just saying, you said
Regardless.
pretty babies, so I'm just asking.
Hey, they can be pretty and slow.
Okay.
Pretty, yeah. It's just, but nah, it's just. I just say that, and I say it like that, but it really means just I want to be with somebody that I find attractive, somebody that I can see a life with, not just somebody who's like, okay, it's just somebody.
No, yeah, attraction definitely matters. But it's also a very selective and personal thing too.
Yeah, but everything else on that list is just characteristic traits. Some stuff that's like bad habits. Like I have somebody that doesn't smoke on my list, and I've faltered on that because I've dated girls that have smoked, some that smoked cigarettes before they met me, and then they weaned off of it, and then they just smoked other stuff. Speaking of that, it's the fourth, so it's one of those days. Well, my happy birthday if you listen to this.
Oh man, here we go. So yeah, I don't know. On that topic, I feel like there could definitely. I like I said, I feel like you could walk that fine line for sure of, you know, having all of these things that you need in a person and not necessarily having, because is that want that easy to overlook if you get into a situation?
It depends on what it is. Like that's like a hard for me, but everything else is flexible.
Can you give us another example of something on your list? Just curious.
A woman that has a good sense of humor. What else did I have on there? It used to be a woman that had a degree, but now, as I got older, it was more along the lines of a woman that has a career and that is driven enough that she's not essentially satisfied in mediocrity.
I have the degree thing on my list too, though. It makes a difference if you've been through that. They're just your worldview is different. So
Yeah.
So going back to the 80-20, what if he doesn't have a degree but he making money?
like I said, for me, the money is lower, much lower on the list versus the ability and the desire to make money. And I think that there's a lot of people that are making money that don't have degrees. But I just think that if you've never left your hometown, you never left your state, your worldview is limited, and you can't we're not gonna our values are gonna clash, our politics are gonna clash because if I've seen a lot of the world and I've met a lot of people that don't necessarily live my lifestyle, and I'm somewhat tolerant of them, I guess you could say, and you just stuck in what you believe because that's how you were raised, then more than likely there's going to be a split decision, especially if children come in and stuff like that. So I just think that at least like I feel like college exposes you to a lot of different types of people in a very small environment, but there's college equivalents, I should say, too. So, yeah.
That's a lot. That's a lot to unpack. I definitely feel like we're gonna have to do a part 2 of this show because I feel like um it's a lot of stuff that we didn't even get to hit that we were supposed to hit on tonight's show. Um, but I would for sure open this topic up for a part 2, so we can kind of just delve into this a little bit more. Everybody out there, definitely let us know what y'all think in the comments about the topics that we covered tonight. I think this might get some good comments in the comment section. So definitely let us know. Y'all know how we get down. We gonna end it with a top 3. Since we're talking about relationships and situationships, top 3 things that you do to get over a relationship or a situationship, whatever you're doing in 2023. Let's go 1-1-1. X.
A good self-help book helps.
You can't read.
All right. You can agree with us. You can disagree with us. You can do what the fuck y'all want to do. But
Good self-help book. All right. See you.
I probably would say top 3. I'm definitely about to like go have a girls' night and just go get reaffirmed for my circle that I made the right decision.
Okay.
okay.
For me, my top one is gonna be the same, regardless of what it is. Whether I'm down, whether I need a break, whether I need to reset, whether I'm getting out of a relationship or a situationship. I'm about to catch me this flight and go somewhere. That's gonna be the first thing I do, to try to get over anything. So that's my
flight
number.
to Houston.
Nah, we not hitting Houston no time soon.
Okay.
Number 2.
Number 2. A good R&B night
Yep.
is good for me. And Sex, Love, and Pain will be in rotation.
You stole one of mine, so I'm gonna have to.
I'm about to say that I think that's on all 3 of our lists.
I'm gonna have to switch it up.
Y'all can still do the same one.
No,
No,
I'm not.
we
I'm
It's
gotta-
your
gotta-
it's your top 3.
Nope.
You ain't gotta change it because it's on my
I'm
top
changing
3.
it.
Okay, so you said the R&B night. You gotta get in your feels. So I think 2 for me. I might just I might go out, not like to like a super club or anything like that, but just like get dressed and feel good, smell good, look good, just to make sure I still got it. Like,
Okay.
not that I ever lost it, but you know what I mean? Like, make sure other people know I still got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, my second one. I am big on just self-care, so I'm going to say a self-care day where I just mentally get myself together, probably go have some food, a couple of drinks, take myself to the movies, and just kind of, kick it by myself, to kind of, just reset, get out of my head, kind of give myself a little pep talk, and yeah, keep it moving from there.
Okay. Old X would say, get on top of somebody.
I knew that was coming.
But nah,
No pun intended.
yeah. Now, I actually enjoy sitting down and having a conversation with my parents.
Okay.
Because a lot of times they tell me what I need to hear versus what I want to hear. So if I am in the wrong, they'll let me know if I'm in the wrong. And then they'll love on me, you know what I'm saying, and give me words of encouragement. So yeah, that's a good
That's
one.
3.
That's my third one.
Okay. For me, I'm gonna say I've gotten into journaling a lot in the last few years. So that
Not Moesha.
no, not the Moesha type journaling, but I mean
'Cause
something
she
just
was
to
terrible.
right? Something just to like reflect and be honest with myself and just be like, hey, because unfortunately, there's been more situationships on my end. Just be like, hey, how did you end up here? Like, how'd you get down this path? What are there any patterns that are starting to stick out? So that way, and that's what I was saying earlier about the closure. That I think that helps kind of just be like, all right, let me get that together. So that way I'm not repeating and wasting more time.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
Okay.
Doug?
My third one, and it's something I learned. I'm gonna say more so in the adult version of myself than I did when I was younger. I'm gonna hit the gym, man.
That was like my honorable mention.
Yeah, like one of my biggest things, I love to lift weights. One of my biggest things that I've done, especially within the past couple of years, is if I'm feeling overwhelmed, if I feel a little too stressed or something is not going right, I am going to go lift some weights. So that'd be number 3 for me.
Number 4.
We didn't ask for number
I'm
4.
gonna beat my.
Okay.
What a laptop! I'm gonna get
I'm gonna get it.
No, y'all let us know what your top 3 is. Please, y'all. Get in that comment section. Let us know that you missed us. Let us know, any topics that you want us to hit. Just show love, man. We appreciate everybody that's been rocking with us. We've been gone for a while, but we are back on track now. So you can for sure hit us up. Hit us if you want to be on the show, man. We always taking new guests, new topics, new everything. As always, you can agree with us. You can disagree with us. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Father, fuck you.
At the end of the day, that's just our 2 cents on it, man. Y'all have a good one. We'll see you next week.